Hi, I'm JT Velikovsky, member of AppEEL. I'm an evolutionary culturologist, writing a book, P3 of EC. I'm a member of the Newcastle School of Creativity, associate editor of IJACDT, reviewer for IJCINI, a member of the CES, the SRN, ASIF, org, and APRA-AMCOS. Also co-moderator of 2 Facebook groups, one on science and nature and another on evolutionary narratology. And if I went too fast in this slide, maybe pause the YouTube video. So I did a Bachelor of Arts in Communication. That year I also worked as a sketch comedy writer for television, was a video production tutor, involved in theatre, student tutor, busy year. I had 3 jobs, 94. Then I did 2 years at film school in screenwriting and screen media production. Worked as a history researcher on this book about the film school, this unit of culture. I'm actually in that too. Then for 16 years worked as a full-time creative industries person, and then did my PhD. Definition of the creative industries, those 13 industries. I think I've worked in pretty much all of them. Some of my creative industries work: shooting a film, some bands I was in. What's this? A sketch comedy TV show, a band, a book I wrote, a short film, mobile phone game, augmented reality game, mobile phone comic strip, console video game, movie, novel, a movie that I made all by myself in a week doing everything, an encyclopedia with some articles in it that I wrote, and my blog. So there's some units of culture there. Here's a list of some creative industries jobs I've had and some not so creative industries jobs. You could pause the video and read all those, but you'll never get that 60 seconds back. My first academic publication was in the discipline of computer science, about outdoor augmented reality games that we created, hardware and software. In 2015, I wrote a play and made a short film about Charles Darwin's visit to Bathurst in Australia when he was on the Beagle voyage. So there's another unit of culture. I'm very interested in the study of genius or extreme creativity, D.K. Simonton, etc. So what do I do from day to day? Evolutionary culturology. So that sits next to evolutionary anthropology, which is next to sociology, evolutionary psychology, evolutionary biology, evolutionary everything. Gotta love evolution. My research interests: evolutionary things, AEE, evolutionary algorithms like selection, variation, transmission, variation, selection, transmission, blind variation, selective retention, I iterates to P, all those evolutionary algorithms, and all these things. You can pause the video if you'd like to read them all, but they're kind of the topics that these two journals I work for are involved with. So that's me. I'm an evolutionary culturologist. I study units of culture, ideas, processes, products, books, movies, songs, words, languages, and units, levels, and mechanisms of biological and cultural evolution. So I guess my PhD was on film and transmedia, and it was during the research for that PhD, looking at the top 20 and bottom 20 return on investment movies, that I discovered Natalie's work on applied evolutionary epistemology. So that was a lifesaver. And so here's a tree of knowledge diagram representing socio-cultural evolution that I published in the Encyclopedia of Creativity last year. And I like this article a lot. And I really like the What is Evolution video on AppEEL's YouTube channel. I look for units in biology or culture that undergo the evolutionary algorithm of selection, variation, transmission. But there's a lot of great definitions out there. And in the appendix of my PhD, I republished this book chapter from a book called Creative Technologies for Multidisciplinary Applications, where I propose units and levels of culture as the whole on parton, and I think it has applications in all disciplines: sciences, social sciences, arts and humanities. And I suggest Popper and Campbell's evolutionary epistemology equals or is equivalent to the socio-cultural systems model of creativity. IJCINI. Here's 3 places I cited Natalie in my PhD. And so that unit of culture, my chapter that was in this book, which is also a unit of culture, that 2016 chapter in that book was selected, varied, and retransmitted into 4 other books. And so now I'm expanding it out and writing a book. So that's the sort of thing in the forthcoming book on cultural evolution, or as I like to call it, Evolutionary Culturology. So that's Velikovsky of Newcastle. There's his socialist medias and his PhD blog. And so, yeah, keep an eye out for units of culture. Words are units of culture, so are letters. And keep an eye out for them. Here comes some more units of culture. The music and the credits.